Welcome back into the SMITE Minor League. What a set we just got through watching a moment ago. You wouldn't have wanted to miss that. But if you did, don't worry. There's still something you can enjoy in your home games at the very least. The new Odyssey Underworld skin for Xing Chen is 33% off this first week only, so do not miss out on it. Go ahead and pick it up here right now on your other monitor, of course, and make sure you keep the Minor League up on this one. My name is Finch. I'm joined here by Zeros. And Zeros, man, we are still here in the SML North America, but we kind of already know our representatives. It's going to be Hype Unit and Sanguine, not Armada. No Baskin here now after all that.
Yes, so crazy seeing like Armada not being able to even get one game in that set. Obviously Sanguine, really solid team, and big respect for them to winning it out. But I really thought Armada had it like to get at least one game of them.
Yeah, I mean, I would have taken really big odds that Armada would have found at least one game in that set. But Shinto played out of his mind, as he often does. So does Panatom on that Thor. I mean, like you said, Sanguine showed up ready to play. And to be honest, not a ton would change for them based on winning that game. But I think if I was them, I would rather play Hype Unit with prep than Armada with some preparation to come in and make a Worlds push. So maybe that was on their minds.
Yeah, maybe they made everyone going to the placement week a favor by kicking out Armada. So.
It got slightly easier, though I do still think there's going to be a lot of really stiff competition in the minor league. Even Hype Unit, man, I don't want to overlook that team either. I think that everyone has a really good chance to make a big run down that event. But this matchup that we're going to be coming into, this is going to be Risky Behavior up against Team Cryptik. This obviously can't change who's going to be going to that LAN, but these are two teams that haven't gotten as much of a chance to show how strong they are, so they're going to want to come in and have one last chance to show that they're two strong teams here as they move into the picks and bans for game number 1. And anything in particular you're expecting to see? I mean, we've been seeing a lot more tier here now. Xing Chen's been more popular. I expect we'll see some of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And like, obviously, neither of this team can make it to the placement week now anywhere. So like, not any super big stakes here. But it's just fun to see the play. I hope they have some fun with it and not like go full meta picks. I want to see something spicy.
I think so too. They should be able to have a little bit of fun. You mentioned the stakes. This is much more Waffle House level than maybe going to anywhere particularly.
Don't talk bad about Waffle House, man.
That's right. I forgot Zeros is a big Waffle House stand, but you wouldn't get stakes from them though, right? You would get, you know, like
just chicken Texas melt.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. Don't bother going for that. Let's take a look at these bands here. Kefri and Geb, two supports, taken away by Cryptik. Meanwhile, Isis and Persephone. You know, we really saw Persephone getting passed on earlier today. I don't even know if you necessarily have to ban it right now.
I personally am pretty sure you do, but I don't know. I guess both those teams doesn't play it, and maybe they knew that the other team doesn't play it either, or maybe they made some pact before the game, like, we're not playing this today. I don't know, man.
Yeah, if the other team has a Persephone player on it, then yes, you have to ban it at this day and age. It's that strong. So Isis, Persephone, tier set, Gab, and Kefri. That doesn't mean Thor can make it through. Thoth is still out there, very strong here right now. But I think if you're Cryptik, picking up Thor makes a ton of sense as one of your top picks right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to win, I think you pick Amaterasu. Yeah, exactly. So they got that for 4. I'm pretty sure I'd rather have Amaterasu, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they pick.
Didn't take long for Zeros to get comfortable here on the desk, man. Yeah, I think you'd pick Amaterasu if you want to win this. And you get to pair it with a Thoth. That's not bad for Risky Behavior here at all for their first 2 picks.
Yeah, for sure. Like, super strong picks, both of them. Also, like, that's what I like with early picks. Picks that you can flex as well. Like, obviously, 2 super solid picks in their own right.
Right.
But they can be flexed as well, right? So, like, you can kind of go wherever you want with the draft. So, like, super solid.
That's right. You're not so sure if this is going to be Amaterasu and Thoth in the support role for Ama or in the solo lane. Thoth can go ADC or mid. That's going to be difficult for Cryptik to try and lock down. They add the Chernobog and the Morrigan. And Morrigan has started to rise back up in value here as well. I mean, she was part of the reason why I think Sanguine were able to run over Armada. They had double Thor ducks and the such happening in that last set.
Yeah, like, she's just so good, and there's so many different playstyles. Like, I don't love the playstyle where you like start the fight with ulting and initiating as some other character, because I feel like if you want to do that, just play the character you're transforming into. So like, I think that you should probably initiate with your normal kit before transformation, but like, it worked anyway. So like, so many different playstyles you can play, and like, she's just so strong right now.
A lot of different value you can get out of her as Susano rounded out for Risky Behavior. Now taking more of an eye towards the front line with all this backline established. Thor, Chernobog, and Morrigan makes sense to ban some King Arthur and some Ares. Don't have to worry about them. Meanwhile, Cryptik take away the On Her and the Kumbhakarna. I suppose a lot of control would certainly help here with this draft Risky Behavior. So Kumbha's a good ban as Hoi comes in.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think a lot of people think like, yeah, we'll pick Hoi because it's really good against Morrigan because you get a marker and you see in her stealth. But like, the thing is, once Morrigan gets a few points in her stealth, she will never be in range to get marked anyway. So like, I really don't think Hoi is like, if that's the reason they picked it, I think it's the wrong reason.
That's a good point. A lot of the times Morrigan is stealthing at you like from the jungle, not like directly in front of you and sneaking up on you. So I don't think that interaction applies that often as Pele comes in. So they already have the Thor, so this must be Thor going solo then, and then Pele in the jungle. That line up the way you'd expect to.
That is more common, I guess, but like Pele solo as well. Like, people played it for a while. It hasn't been played for a long time, but then again, like, this game doesn't matter too much. Maybe we'll see a Pele solo.
That's right. I think that was the kind of the first idea with Pele, was that you would do like Soul Eater, Glad Shield, those types of things, and go really kind of sustaining over in the solo lane and see if that'll work. They're going to add this Sylvanus into the mix too, so anti-heal going to be critical now on the side of risky behavior up against all that sustain from Cryptik. And they're considering on Ganesh to round this out. That fit in nicely for you, Ganesh, you think?
I'm not sure. I guess like it kind of good against Thor. You can like silence his spin and stuff. Like, it's just in general like a pretty solid pick. Like, he has some combos which is really strong that you can run with him. I don't really think they have it now. I guess they can Susano pull people into his ult.
Yeah.
But more than that, it's just a solid pick overall, I think.
Yeah, I guess neither one of them want to go with the aggressive support options. I mean, Horus and Hercules are both still out there and very common picks up at the SPL top tier, but neither one of these minor league teams want to take it. They're going to go with the more sort of traditional Guardian role instead. Well, let's go ahead and find out where all these picks are going to be heading. Team Cryptik and Risky Behavior moving into game number 1.
Hey, here we are, ready to go. Cryptik versus Risky Behavior. Should be an interesting matchup. Just taking a zoom out real quick and looking at the draft here. Cope going to be bringing out that Thor solo that we saw Bastion play a little bit earlier. And Risky Behavior also bringing out some strong picks.
Yeah, I mean, Ama, good. Susano, good. Thoth, good. Ho-Yi and Ganesh, both good. Yeah, I mean, Risky Behavior's draft is fine. And it's something that I'm excited to see Risky Behavior and how these players continue to grow, because obviously they joined the minor league late this year with the drama and all that kind of stuff. We don't have to get into that part, but I mean, Xenotronic's been around for a long time. He's had moments. He's also not looked quite as good for moments. This team has certainly struggled, but I'm excited to see Marblea get a chance at the competitive level. Marblea has been a player around the competitive scene for a long time, and a dude who I think is mechanically very good, so excited to see what he brings to the competitive scene.
We'll certainly see how it all works out. Right now, he's kind of stuck in between a couple of members of Team Cryptik, figuring out their footing as they make their way into the middle lane. Copebby versus Sumic, excuse me, on the Amaterasu. This is going to be Thor's lane if he wants to fight. Obviously, Sumic will have the sustain that Cope is unable to bring, but that Thor hits hard if played well. We saw that again when we saw Thor solo versus the tier.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pick that we're starting to see more and more solo laners pick up. Really, it's that everyone wants to play Thor when they get the opportunity. The god's just fun and good, and so you want to get a chance to play him. And in the solo lane, he's really proven to be a legitimate pick over here. His base damage is good enough. He gets enough free power by way of his passive that he doesn't have to worry about it too much. Can build the Void Shields and the Glad Shields and the Runics and be okay as far as damage and be tanky enough to withstand the onslaught.
Yeah, I think that's really the key, is that we've walked away from straight up pure tanks in this lane, and we've looked more towards these hybrid characters. That's what allows Thor to kind of really flex out here. JinguBang, not on the Sun Wukong. Still looking for the speed buff. Just looking, though. We'll walk right on by.
JinguBang, another player that has had a really good last couple weeks, and Zero's said a lot on the desk. I mean, these games, these players know they don't really mean anything. I mean, there's not a whole lot at stake for these guys, but it is important if you're trying to play next year to go out on a high note, to leave a positive taste in people's mouths and say, you know, oh, we need a jungler who was doing well at the, who was doing well last year. Oh yeah, JinguBang was. Well, let's try him out.
Diesel right now in some trouble. Nice peel coming out from Sibyl, but now surrounded by Risky Behavior members, and that'll be first blood for Germie as he finds the kill surrounding the Sylvanus player.
So if you're one of these guys who, you don't have to worry too much about what this is going to do to your standings because there's no pressure there. We know the two teams that are coming out of North America now. It's really to impress people, to say, if you're looking for a solo laner next year, maybe Cope comes to mind, or an ADC, MandoWarrior comes to mind. That's kind of what you're shooting for. So you're probably picking gods that you are individually very good at, maybe a little bit less flexible in the draft on what the team necessarily needs. We just go in and go, hey guys, I'm really feeling Morrigan here. And they're like, I don't think Morrigan really fits. And you're like, yeah, but I'm really feeling it. So maybe we should go with it this time around. You know, I think that's all fair game at this stage.
Frankly, I think that's how players should have approached the minor league to begin with. There's no relegation. All 5 of you aren't getting the call up, dude. Play for yourself. And with that said, part of playing for yourself is playing for your team. If you want to look attractive to higher end squads, you've got to be good individually, but also play well within your unit.
Sure.
All of that is relevant. So I'm right there with you. Pick what's going to make you shine, but don't forget, making your teammates shine is also part of the equation when you're trying to play high-end Smite.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to get on people's radar is to win. So
Exactly.
a lot of times it's better to just do what the team requires of you than to end up, you know, picking selfishly or playing selfishly. But
It's a balance.
yeah, I mean, there's always a balance. There are selfish players in the SPL right now that do pretty well. And there are more selfless players. There's room for both playstyles.
Nice hit from Cope, and the damage out of JinguBang. The stun.
Didn't ult.
Yeah.
Didn't ult that whole time. I thought he was going to ult there right before that third hit, but if he whiffs, he goes in the tower and dies. So maybe a little bit reserved because of that.
Yeah, sure. Trust yourself. I think JinguBang kind of drops the ball there. Sibyl just gets surrounded one more time. The immobile Sylvanus probably was just what's going to happen. Stun. Xeno, after the fact, is able to provide some damage against MandoWarrior.
Mando's dead here.
Nice shot. There comes the Pele and the turnaround.
Yeah,
that
Mando's
was
dead.
an ugly play.
Not great, and I don't love the build path either. I mean, the book Morrigan it's very last season. You know, it's out of style these days. Dumorb is so good on this character. I cannot imagine a world where I think Book of Thoth is better than Dumorb on this character.
What are you getting out of Book versus Dumorb? Is there any positive, or are you just kind of
It
losing
makes
out?
your Soul Reaver better later on because you get more mana from the Soul Reaver and turns that into a whole lot of power.
Sure.
But you one-shot with the Dumorb Soul Reaver build anyways. It means you have more base mana instead of MP5, which is really irrelevant, so that doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, I don't think there is a really good argument for it,
Yep.
honestly. I think the Dumorb is just strictly better than Book of Thoth on the Morrigan.
No, I like the way that you highlighted it because, like we said, you know, we can weigh the variables. First, I want to see said variables. You know, makes your Soul Reaver better. Good for you, but I think as you highlighted correctly, you're already one-shotting them, so oh well.
And Mando's been really successful on this pick. I think it's in spite of the build, not because of it. You know, don't
Agreed.
Results-based thinking gets a lot of people into trouble.
My least favorite thought process. I'm already upset. People lean on it so hard, I think that's why.
Yeah,
It's just,
it's common.
oh no. Left side, Sibyl on the good side of the team fight this time. Soul showing up, dropping the box after the red buff. Already dead, and there goes down one on the other side. So finally, Cryptik are able to answer back, but it's 2 for risky business.
That was a sick ult by Marblea. Knocked up just about everybody. Soul baits himself, but look at this. Big dunk from Cope.
Gonna land right in the middle, puts one down. Squirmy Germie, not so squirmy this time around. Cope trying to find the flank, looking for something, but it's all Marblea as Sibyl goes down.
Cope just not quite enough damage yet. I mean, hadn't backed for the Glad Shield yet. He's actually going to die. Xeno did a lot of damage in that team fight, man. I mean, that Typhoon set up for him really, really nicely. He was able to get the job done.
Yeah, the carry Thoth, very nice look. We like to see it. 3-0-3 so far. We'll be able to finish off that Dumorb relatively soon. Needs a little bit more gold before that's going to be able to come through. But he's the highest on the net worth charts, and that's what you're looking for. This back is undoubtedly going to be for that itemization, so he's able to finish it all up. We have seen some mages leave and then Cursed Orb and then go into other options.
Yep.
My 2 cents, I prefer the Dumorb here fully finished. However, if you've got tank jungle or an early rotating tank and you feel the need to go into a penetrative option, I think that's where you've got some wiggle room.
Sure, I can see getting Cursed Orb finishing Pen, then going back and finishing the Doom Orb.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, finishing Doom Orb is such a huge power spike. The item itself is so strong. I don't think that leaving it at tier 2 is the right call. I know Moswell's a fan of it, and obviously I have a lot of respect for Moswell as a player, but I just think that Doom Orb itself is too strong to forego.
Xeno right now, using that movement speed. Set JinguBang under the tower.
He got him.
He's going to trade himself out for that one. Number 8 for risky behavior here. As Xeno is able to capitalize off of the 1-for-1.
Who was the old risky business team? I can never remember. I've been thinking about it.
Randozos. Soul on the run here as Germie finds Sibyl.
The answer isn't always Randozos.
It is. It's always Randozos.
Though it's not.
It's always Randozos.
Rangang.
I mean, all right. Who is a team with a clown as a logo?
Randozos.
Who is a team that Mirkin has played for?
Randozos.
Who is a team that was bad?
Randozos.
Boom! Always the answer.
I also could have said a lot of different answers. Let's do it again. Same exact thing.
All right. Who is a team that begins with Rand and ends with Dozos?
No. The same questions again.
I forgot those questions. Who is a team
Who
that
has a
rhymes
clown logo?
with, Randozos.
Okay. Name a team that Meerkat played for. Cog Gaming.
Randozos.
Cog Gaming. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one.
Sure.
What was the last one that you said? Oh, who's a team that was bad?
Randozos.
Team Thirst.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring up Thirst.
It's always the winning. It's always the winning.
Thirst. It's always Thirst.
It shouldn't be though. It should really be Season 5 SK Gaming. That should be the answer.
No, I refuse to believe that.
I think that there's no argument against Season 5 SK Gaming being the worst SPL team. Of all
I
time.
like to forget that happened.
Yeah. No,
What-
there's no.
But I like Lobster.
I like them as people, and they're
No, you
good
don't.
players.
You told me you don't like them.
Sure, really weird shot for you to go for, but okay.
You
know,
told me.
Ducky's been playing well.
You told me that you hate
Funballer's
Ducky.
killing it. Yeah, sure do.
You also made a mean face at Funball.
I'm intimidated by Ducky. You know, that's it. And that's my fault.
Have you ever seen him dance?
I have on Twitter.
I would be intimidated by
Yeah,
Ducky.
my man's got some moves.
He can dance. And dance and dance and dance and dance.
Okay. Good for him.
No?
No, I got nothing on that.
That's a rough one.
Unlucky.
I expected you to grab that one. I really did. It's an old emo kid throwback. Ryan's a big emo kid.
Yeah, what am I missing here? I actually don't know.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
Pause the action right here as teams sort of get everything better. But right now, we're going to jump back in. 9-3, 11.5 in tie game as risky behavior is up and back.
Another attempted red buff invade. JinguBang with a lot of damage,
Oh,
but the
no.
turnaround is solid. Good
Oh.
dunk coming from Mando, though.
And the follow-up coming out from Sibyl is a nice look, and the dots are good enough.
Nice
Pulled
pull.
back in, and Diesel truly stuck between a rock and a hard place. Soul goes down.
So 2 for 1 in favor of Cryptik. Looks like they did not get red necessarily, but who cares about that because we can get a gold Fury, but this is not guaranteed. Xeno still has that ultimate. He's sticking around at full HP. Copebby on the way with MandoWarrior here in his zone should be enough to guarantee it.
Watch out here. He's able to get away, and the Gold Fury will go to King Cryptik easily. Ten to 5 right now. And risky behavior leading the charge here.
I mean, Cryptik's got the gold lead. They've got the momentum in these fights, but losing
Oof.
Mando's gonna hurt them.
And realistically, from the 12 minutes that we've watched, I think this will be a back and forth of objectives going to Cryptik and team fights going to risky. I really think that that's what you're looking at here. Just the prowess out of watching risky behavior has been really strong. I've enjoyed watching Xeno, and I just think they're going to be able to outplay the opposition in these moments.
Of course, dude. The old risky business roster. Here are some names for you. Famous Hate.
Oh my God.
Xeno shirt.
Who's that?
Wubbin.
Oh no.
Marauder. Xeno was on that list.
Yo, Marauder 76. Shout out to my man Marauder 76. Marauder. Okay, you want to know how far that goes back? Marauder used to. I gave him trash because way back, what was it, season 2?
Season 2 is when he played SPL.
It was all about mid-harpies.
Yeah.
He missed every mid-harpies, and I harped, no pun intended, on him. He then, every time I streamed, came into my stream and go, mid-harpies, 3 minutes, and time it in my chat.
Good for him, man. I like that. You know what's messed up for Marauder? My man popped off Season 2, solo lane for enemy, made it to the finals of World Championships, and his lasting legacy as a SMITE player is that he bought fake shoes. That's what everyone remembers about Marauder. Isn't that kind of messed up?
He took his world's winnings and put feces.
Oh, truly unlucky.
And he disappeared after that.
He really did.
He really just couldn't handle the heat.
I don't think it was that. I'm sure he had things going on in his life.
No, I think he was upset about his shoes. That's it. That's the gospel.
Okay.
Sibyl looking for Germie, knocking up 3 again. Outside comes Diesel, but it's all about the Suns on the backside. Here comes Mando looking for Germie and squashing him down. Box dropped by the elephant, and Xeno drops JinguBang. Sumic on the outside, and Cope with the long-range hammer can't reach it, and Sumic all good.
Yo, Sibyl is red hot today, man. I mean, pulls a bit on point. How many multi-man knockups has he gotten? It's a 1-for-1, but Sibyl's been the star of the show, dude. He has been popping off.
Agreed. Anytime I see consistent Sylvanus pulls, that's one of those abilities that transforms. Nice silence from Soul. When accuracy is there.
Yep.
You look at the Sylvanus pull, you look at cool con ultimate, since we've been seeing a lot of it. If you are able to put you are expected your accuracy to be below 50% on these abilities. When you are above 50%, you transform the way the character is looked at.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, more than half the pulls you throw out are, flyers that you're taking, basically. But not with Sibyl, man. He's got magnet hands. He's all over it.
I will find a way to have fun.
15.5 in. We've got 18 kills. Risky behavior with 2/3 of them, even though they're down 5K. It's an interesting way to look at it. As I said before, John Finch, the kills very rarely are an accurate kind of barometer for how for who's winning the game, but it's an accurate barometer as to how the game has been going.
Did you just call me John Finch?
No,
Yes.
No.
Yes.
As I said to John Finch.
You forgot a word in there, Tom. You forgot the word to. As I said earlier, John Finch. Well, let me tell you, Tom, as I listen to Fall Out Boy in my headphones and talk about baseball anime a whole lot.
Ace of the Diamond rules.
It does. I guess, I don't know. MandoWarrior's going to try and get this one onto Germie, and he should have Germie locked up. Doesn't even need to use that ultimate, which sets him up instead for a potential kill on the Soul.
There's up, down, and 2 players from each side. That's, Cope pinging the death.
The X wall right there.
I like that.
That's pretty cool.
That was, you see the 2 hammers, like, looked like a move.
That's pretty sweet. It's like Baron 1, but with Thor walls. You know Baron 1, it makes the X.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Would you call him an X-Man?
No,
Okay.
I would not. I'm not trying to get in trouble legally.
17 minutes in, the
I
fire
assume they're
giant.
protective of their IP?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, Marblea has had a really good early game, but just lost so many buffs and so many fights around that buff. I mean, he hasn't died a whole lot, 2, 2, and 7 for him, but he's down so much in XP. Cope has been in every single one of these fights, and Sumic's been in a lot of them, but the fact that Cryptik has won every single one of these invades has been a really big deal.
Amaterasu also is an enhancer, as Copebby takes to the sky and get out of trouble. Amaterasu's aura helps her teammates out, but if her teammates are down and out of the team fight, she can only bring them up so much. So as Marblea and Germie fall behind, what Sumic is able to bring to the party as far as her auras are concerned is less and less, because even with 40 extra power, you're still paling in comparison to what the enemy team can bring.
I think Xeno had fun right there, getting triple dove by 2 dunk ultimates and a blink in from JinguBang. I mean, Xeno was off to a great start in this game, and frankly, he's still in a really good spot. 6-2, level 18. He's been able to match the farm level of Cope and Mando. But when you're the only one who's able to keep your team afloat, that means risky behavior is going to try and poke holes in your belt real quick.
Is this to be a shaman's ring?
Yep. It's good.
I like it.
It's good.
I'm a big fan of shaman's ring in general. I think it is under-purchased. However, I don't think everybody should buy it. Sumic right now in some trouble. Forced out of the team fight on his own terms. But the Phoenix down to half HP. JinguBang dies and Marblea finds the back end and knocks 2 players up. Diesel still finding the damage, puts down the bird, and now Germie wiggle his way out over the top and back to home.
Xeno put out a plenty of damage there, and this might be a potential chase, but Copebby's so healthy. I mean, this is not a great spot for Cryptik, but I don't think there's too much trouble.
Sibyl right there pulled the player in just to prove that he could. Really didn't do any positives for Cryptik, but they're here for it. Risky Behavior finds another kill, and the kill leader, the gold trailer, Risky Behavior, still able to come through and try to provide some sort of show at the very least.
Germie just got 2 full levels for killing MandoWarrior because my man's was level 13 before that. That gets the ball rolling for him a little bit, but the ball's still rolling directly up a mountain right now because it is a tough one for Risky Behavior. Tough sledding, as they would say.
Who's they?
Me.
Tough sled. Like that?
Well said. Yep.
Copebby with the double kill. And JinguBang. Kill after the fact. 4 players down.
Yeah, that's game.
Game?
Yeah, I mean, they already have mid-Phoenix. They've got a fire wave. They're escorting up the mid lane, and as it happens in all escort missions, you outrun what you're escorting, and
always.
It's really annoying.
10 seconds till Soul spawns up. Germie and Soul, will they be enough to play D?
Well, they got Soul, but they don't got a soldier, so I don't think so.
Just miserable. Team Cryptik here looking for the win. Risky Behavior are providing some defense here. But Cope's able to find the stun, the wall, 75% on the big boy. Sibyl puts one down. Cope makes it a good old deicide. And the Titan will fall.
I don't know. They're in
Cryptik
danger of
able to find the damage.
resetting this. They don't have a minion wave. All right, Sibyl is there. One archer, low and standing there, ends up helping him out. I got you really good with a pun earlier today, too, but I've already forgotten what it was. But hopefully I can remember.
Never happened.
I think it was solid. That one was also good.
Never happened. I don't know.
Listen, man, we start off the day. I hit it with a hard pun. Now we get into the end of the day. I still got it. Still some gas left in the tank. What a treat for you, Tom.
You haven't done a Scott Stapp impersonation.
Okay. That will continue.
That's a problem. Aggro can't find his words, but Risky Behavior find their competition. Game 1 goes down. We'll kick it back to the desk.
Thanks, Tom and Aggro. Despite Aggro insisting he's still got gas, I'm assuming that he's all out. Let's just bail him out. We don't even do that second one. No, of course, we have to come back in and find out who's going to be the end of this game. Cryptik come out on top here, zeros, despite the fact that really by all metrics, Risky Behavior were the ones that were kind of running the early game, at least by the kill metric, but they never really able to create much of a lead for themselves at all, and eventually Cryptik were the ones that were able to surge in and close this game out.
It was kind of weird to me, because the Thoth was super fat. They was 5-1 at some point. The Huyi in the middle lane was 4-1. The carries looked so strong, but then you look at the gold, they're like 3 or 4k behind. So I don't know, there must be something. Maybe they're not farming as well as they could, or like something is not going right.
Yeah, probably just like you said, not farming correctly and spending too much time chasing kills and not getting enough effective use out of the map. Cope and Diesel really were the ones that kind of sold this game. I mean, Sibyl proving me wrong with a 3-man knock-up right there. I'm going to pull through the wall, but there were some really sick dunks from Cope here that were on the Thor that changed this game around. Diesel was another one that was able to find a ton of damage when they needed him too. Cryptik just looked like the better team here.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm interested, like JinguBang, the jungler on the team Cryptik. I praised him last week as well. It looked really good, and he looks good today as well. Like, there's a name I haven't really seen before too much, but like really performing it.
Yeah, that's another one that you want to keep your eyes out on. MandoWarrior was in the long lane on this Morrigan there for him, and Morrigan's kind of been one of those threads throughout this day, Zeros, that I think needs to start getting a little bit more attention. She is worth valuing higher and higher up, it feels like, in the drafts. She turns stuff around more times than not.
Yeah, for sure. I think she has 100% win ratio, and she's been played a lot today.
She has been played a lot.
Even been banned for a few games, I think, and I think every game she's been played, she's been winning every game, so...
I am of the opinion that you should have her on your team nowadays. She's able to make so much of an impact here for the squad. So Morrigan, one more to look at. And really, look at Risk Behavior's draft. They had the Amaterasu, the Thoth, the Ho-Yi. I mean, it's not as if they were wanting for valuable picks here in this game. This clearly is something that came down to the way they were executing on the field. And not even in terms of their team fight. This is a team that's not farming the map efficiently. Zeros, I don't know if that's something you can improve in between game 1 and 2, but what are some things you notice when it looks like people are getting kills in fights well, but they're not keeping up in the farm? What's the kind of thing that usually holds them back?
That's just the main thing with like teams that aren't as experienced, like chasing kills when there's farm on the map to get instead, and then like you end up going deep for kills, and then you have the enemy team maybe split push on lanes or like invading your jungle. Like most of the time it's not worth. You should go for kills if you can get something out of it, or if you fight for something. Say you fight for the enemy red buff, you get kill and you get the red buff. That's a good thing.
Right.
But say you only go deep to get a kill, you don't get anything, and the enemy team pushes waves into your tower and that kind of stuff. It's just, I think it's just experience as a team. It comes naturally after a while, but like, yeah, it's just kind of different to play the game in a competitive setting than it is in a ranked game, for example.
I think you're right, man. Risky Behavior has struggled up until now, and that's part of what's been missing for this unit is how do you officially make use of your time there on the map. Even though they're finding kills, they have not been able to generate that into actual leads in the game. Let's see if they can make the adjustment in game number 2, as we are already into the picks and bans. It's Cryptik with the lead here in the set, and they will be first picking. They're banning this Khepri out, but like I was kind of alluding to during those replays, I'm wondering if this Morrigan is something Risky Behavior should think about banning or taking away for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking more and more like it. Like, as I said earlier, any team who got Morrigan today has won their game. So, like, she is just that good, though. And it's about time that teams realize it. So, like, I think definitely, if you're second pick, you should probably ban it.
And you have been, I know, a big Morrigan fan for a long time here now, so I'm worried that in Season 7 you might not even get to pick it that much if you're back out there, if everyone is banning it as much as maybe it's earning here for itself. Khepri, Geb, and Set have all been taken off the table here by Cryptik, Tyr, and the Isis, and the Persephone.
Again.
And wow, Cryptik yet again are passing on Amaterasu. They did that last game. They happily gave it over to Risky Behavior, and they didn't particularly make it look good.
Yeah, I mean, the Amaterasu didn't have that much impact, but I'd love to see the Morrigan pick coming out there, taking it away from Cryptik and taking it for himself instead. Like, just such a strong pick right now, and like you can do so much with it. You can also flex it. We've only seen it in mid and duo lane so far, but I'm sure you can flex it into pretty much any role. I think you can play it support, I think you can play it jungle, I think you can play solo lane as well.
Could be going just about anywhere right about now, so we get a chance to see where Risky Behavior wants to put it. Amaterasu comes in as well, but thank you, Cryptik, for picking Olorun here again. I feel like, I don't know, maybe he'd been forgotten or left by the wayside throughout all these games today, but he has not been particularly valued, and certainly I think is still strong.
Yeah, for sure. Like, still one of the best teamfight characters in the game, if you can get there. And again, you're against Morrigan and Amaterasu now. That's a really good transformation. Like, Morrigan can turn into Amaterasu as well, and you have double Amaterasu diving you as an Olorun. That's kind of rough. Even, like, your ult won't help you much there.
No, it's not going to help you at all, really, against the dazzling offensive. I suppose maybe you'll be autoing a little faster. Maybe you can lifesteal and try and survive, but I think more times than not, dazzling offense is going to be able to cut you down, especially if there's two. So Risky Behavior have the Morrigan, the Amaterasu, and the Hun Batz. They're still missing one more carry, and then potentially a support, depending on where they want to put this Amaterasu, whereas Cryptik have the Serqet, Olorun, and Chernobog. They still are going to need a solo laner, and then potentially a jungler, depending on where they want Serqet, though. I don't know, I got a feeling that's support.
Yeah, for sure. Probably. We see it most time, and it's like Laspra and Kuvur for SBL, they pretty much always play Serqet if they can get their hands on it, but like I feel any other team always prioritize Serqet for the support.
Medusa comes in. This gives them a great deal of AoE. I feel like we're seeing Medusa a lot more, especially if you're running double Hunter, because she can kind of do both really well, AoE and also do the basic attack stuff. But with Morrigan, this isn't going to be a double Hunter situation. Medusa just kind of strong in general. And they're adding in the Ratatoskr for some early pressure. And the Awilix. Okay, now where is all this stuff going? That's a lot of assassins all of a sudden.
Ooh, how do you break this one down? That's going to be... I mean, you would assume Chernobog and Olorun is going to be mid and duo lane, so like one of them must be solo lane. I guess Rat or Awilix solo lane. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Rat has some sustain, so he feels a little bit more solo-y. He can rotate over too, kind of like Thor. Yeah. I feel like maybe Rat leans a bit more solo-y than Awilix does.
Yeah, for sure. Probably Rat solo, I would assume. Like, I haven't seen Rat solo in forever, but like, he should still have a good early game, right? Like, you can upgrade Acon without backing. That's a huge power spike to get the early game. So, I'm not sure. Like, Amy, obviously a lot stronger early game now than she used to be, but maybe the Rat can look for an early killer.
Oh, risky behavior of a decent draft here this time, but what about all these assassins for Cryptik? Let's find out where all these picks are going as we move into game number 2.
Thank you so much, guys, on the desk. Game number 2 should be interesting. Team Cryptik versus Risky Behavior. My name's Tom Banger, joined here by Ryan Bailey and Doug LeBlanc on the 1s and 2s.
Wow.
What's up?
That was fast.
I was told.
What were you told?
I was.
What were you told?
I don't know, but I've been told that.
What?
I need to eject. I got nothing, man. Risky Behavior versus Team Cryptik. It's going to be an interesting one. All assassins, baby. Cope on the Awilix just because he's Cope on the Awilix. And that'll be in the short lane. I'm interested. I think there's merit to an Awilix if there's an entire team that's going to fall susceptible to the ultimate. That's not really the case here.
No, but it is Cope's Awilix. I mean, this was his signature god for a long time. Look, you know me. I'm not scared to get a little salty on the broadcast because teams are trolling and wasting the fans' time and our time and their time. This is not as troll.
I agree.
As it looks.
I
I'm
agree.
not saying it's the hardest Cryptik has ever tried in a picks and bans segment,
Sure.
but it isn't as insane.
I agree. This is the world that I kind of like. I'm down for this sort of play. We'll see how it all works out. Across the way, though, Xeno on the Morrigan again. We'll see how that one works out. Marblea on the Monkey in the jungle. Batz, one of the few characters that I truly believe is evergreen. We can talk about sometimes his clear is a little bit low, so that'll keep him away from being a top-tier pick. But when it comes down to SMITE, I think that there are a few characters that can be picked no matter the meta, and Batz might be one of them.
I don't know. I mean, there was a long time where he wasn't played. Pretty
And
recently.
For what it's worth, that doesn't mean that he's unplayable.
No, but he wasn't a top pick or not a top pick. He wasn't even a medium pick.
But
for a
Fear
while.
No Evil is always a threat.
Sure.
Independent of metas, I think.
Yeah, but that's kind of like, I mean, raw heal is always good, right?
But what the other stuff that Rob brings.
Discordia Strife's always a good ability. Scylla Sycam's always a good ability. It doesn't always mean that that's enough to put the character into viability. And I think that Batz was out of viability for a long time as far as a legitimate top-tier pick. I mean, you had your character specialist. Cuvo can pick Batz, and I'm fine with that. But it wasn't until the change Sacred Monkey towards the beginning of the year that really catapulted this character back into viability.
I don't know, especially the term viable. Like, when you bring up Scylla, you can punish her so heavily in the early game, right? And, like, that's Batz. He's in the jungle, so you're not really losing out on, you're not getting hyper pushed down. Are there any other characters that come close to always being viable? I don't think so. I think that's positive.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, let's think. I mean, Geb has been really good for a long time, but I mean, I guess we could nerf him to a point where he's no longer playable.
Sure, but I mean, that's, independent of numbers. I think the Geb makes sense to me.
I don't know. Numbers are always so important. Like, you have to... MOBAs are so complicated and so have so many moving variables that you want to give yourself as good of a statistical chance as possible to win by just using characters whose numbers are better than others.
Right. Mando here on the Olorun. In between Xeno and Soul. I gotta say, Risky Behavior is gonna fight the 1-on-2 level 5 for MandoWarrior. Can't find the kill onto Xeno, but his teammate will find the kill onto Germie in the middle lane. As everybody from Risky has shifted over to the left side to deal with Mando. They left poor Germie all by himself. Here comes the rotation. And nothing gonna happen.
Sibyl might be able to seal away these backs at the same time, though. I mean, that was just good individual play by MandoWarrior. Confidence to stamp forward as Diesel and Sibyl combined to get the goal onto Soul. But now Sibyl is going to be in some trouble. Transformation's there for Xeno. He's got the Serqet.
Nice play. Probably a little early for a surrender vote. Sibyl falling down for the first time in the contest. Does it sound quiet to you?
No.
No?
No.
Maybe it was the music. Were we missing the music?
The music goes in and out. I don't know. Sounded normal to me. Sounded exactly the same as it did game 1.
I am out of it. I felt like I was missing. Something.
Nope. You're on top of it.
Copebby gonna show up, stop the back for Sumic. There's the ultimate, and the stun will be negated. Nice push,
body block.
nice body block, and nice kill. Sibyl, looking nice.
Yep. Now, if Sibyl would unbind the laugh macro, then they're not really a macro even, but just the laugh series of keys, if he could just not VEL, I'd be really impressed.
No, I'm there for it.
With the way that he's
Nah,
played.
it needs to laugh.
It's just that laugh's really loud on that skin.
Yeah, I know, I like it.
The Sylvanus laugh was good. I liked that one.
Yeah.
Don't like this one.
Marblea gonna blink in, pop down the Fear No Evil, and the stun is good as well. Overhand smash! Xeno with the kill.
MandoWarrior on the Olorun, you just can't be hugging tower line with no wards at all. I mean, that's a free kill for
Every
Marblea and Xeno. 7 days a week for sure, especially without your ultimate. But even with the ultimate there for MandoWarrior, I don't think he's living.
Here comes the drop down from JinguBang. I feel like he shouldn't be allowed to not play Sun Wukong.
Why?
His name's JinguBang.
Sure. I don't know. He's kind of been popping off on not Sun Wukong, so
He really has been.
I'm kind of down with it.
That's sad. Amaterasu gets out. The jump. Cope.
Now that's unlucky. I mean, nothing we could have done about that. We couldn't have jumped right away so we didn't get hit by all that dazzling offensive nonsense. We could have not dove the tower at all. None of those were potential options.
Well, Sibyl is able to finish things off. 3, 1, and 1. Amber is the color of his energy.
What?
311? No?
No.
You're not a fan of 311?
What?
You don't remember that song, Amber?
No. No. You can't. What?
That was a very popular song, Ryan.
When?
The mid-2000s.
Oh, sick. I must have been hanging out with friends. Sorry.
Me too, at the 311 show.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Must have missed that one.
Ultimate coming out from MandoWarrior, but it doesn't matter, as the Fear No Evil, one of the best abilities in the game. Here comes Cryptik trying to respond. And instead, they'll just settle for a red buff. Nice job. They traded their support for a red buff, or they traded their carry for a red buff in vain. How does that work?
I mean, Risky Behavior is definitely okay with that trade because they're going to get tower pressure here. They've got buffs to take on that side of the map if they really wanted to. Looks like Purple had actually just gone down, so no buffs for them, but they might get a tier 1 for it. They're certainly going to get a lot of pressure for it.
Nice dunk down from JinguBang. He's going to get stunned out. Beads are good. Here comes help from Athena. And Jingu walks away. Nice
Marblea's
job.
here, but pretty low on mana, and Diesel has no ultimate, so this engagement should be just about done unless Diesel really wants to keep it going. But that doesn't seem particularly wise to me.
The peel back is good. Cryptik tied at 4. Gold lead, about 3,000. Sibyl here trolling for some kills. Misses the taunt. Soul could be next. Zigzag avoided. Nice job from the Athena.
Sibyl's got a lot of farm right now. I mean, 3-1-1 for him. He's 4th overall in the entire game in net worth. He individually has 1,000 gold over Risky Behavior. That tells you that Risky Behavior, if the supports aren't there, is actually at an advantage because they're down less than 1,000 gold. But anywhere Sibyl goes is going to be in Cryptik's favor, including around this Gold Fury as they pop that one pretty quickly.
Not a lot of ward vision coming out from either team, and I think that was the issue there for Risky Behavior. Just had, well, actually, let me take that back. Risky Behavior has a ton of ward vision, just not on the actual objective. And the pathway that the players from Cryptik took didn't really walk over any wards, and so Risky was a little bit surprised by the objective.
Now Cryptik has a gold lead for everybody on their squad. I mean, that was a pretty big boost for them pretty quickly. But XP still not bad for Risky Behavior. I mean, they're down pretty heavily in the mid lane. Germie has had another rough one. Looks like it might continue now.
Fear no evil one more time. The zigzag from Sibyl as Germie can't find the ultimate either. Diesel in the chase, and now in trouble. Overhand smash gonna miss. And here comes Xeno from the left side. Down goes Sibyl.
That's a pretty big kill. Normally, just getting the support is not a big deal, but with Sibyl as fed as he was, that's a good boon there for Xeno. But losing Sumic on the right-hand side to JinguBang's gank alongside Copebby, not a great start. A Bloodforge rush
Yeah,
for JinguBang.
I was gonna talk about that. The idea here, as Marvel picks up a nice one kill when JinguBang answers back. MandoWarrior with 1v2 in his ultimate, still dies,
got
but
him.
the martyrdom kill. Nice job.
Man, I don't know what did that last point of damage there to Xeno. Must have been the 2. Raining down some last shots. But that Bancroft's talent Olorun, dude, you get... Look, going Pythags is really, really strong. It gives you HP. It gives your team a lot of power when you're there around you. It gives you some CDR, which is really, really nice on Olorun. You want more heals. You want more ultimates. But the fact that you can instantly get to your passive and get that crit chance from going boots into Bancrofts is really, really underrated. And it certainly paid off for Mando there. Not only the extra crit chance, but also that passive of the Bancrofts.
Sibyl one more time shows up. There's the knockup. There's the Awilix. Copebby won't die to tower this time, and the JinguBang doesn't even need to come down. Will land on top of Marble, who's waiting for the blue buff. The whole team shows up, and here comes the answer back. Sibyl eats it. Marble feels good about that one, but will lose the blue buff in the jungle. 8-8.
Yeah, not the best decision Sybyl's ever made to go in at that angle with Cope already expecting to jump. They definitely wanted to try and get the chase down on a Marblea. You know, having no purification beats, he's very susceptible to Copebby and what he can provide with that gravity surge, but unable to do it in that little moment. Cope was a little bit too focused on the tower. Didn't expect JinguBang to find a lone Batz in the jungle.
But he did.
But he did.
Team Cryptik now with a 5,000 gold lead at the 11-minute mark. It's what we like to see. Nice smooth lead for Cryptik at the moment. If you're rooting for them, you've got to be happy. If you're rooting for Risky Behavior, really what you want to look for is continuing to enable Marble. It's been a big part of what's been able to happen. This gank is nice, and beating up MandoWarrior has been the strategy for RB, and they're able to find it.
No beads for him, no ult for him, guaranteed kill. Don't even think that a change was necessary there from Xeno with all that extra damage and the members coming through. Kind of want to hold on to that changeling ultimate as long as you can.
There's a taunt as the blink forward from Sibyl puts Xeno under duress. Great taunt coming up from the Athena, though. Helps from Diesel. Xeno's still alive. Invisibility is key. Now the turnaround as he's in trouble goes down to the hand of the Chernobog. Jump up. 8 is good. Overhead smash is strong. Reach from Soul puts up number 10.
That was cute by Diesel. Nearly got out of there with good peel from Sibyl as well, but ultimately not enough as Sumic takes down JinguBang in the mid lane with some help from
Cope's gonna kill him. Cope's gonna kill this Medusa.
He's got Blink.
There it is.
I don't think
Misses
he
the
can
bowling
get away.
ball on the chase. Looking for the jump. Goes right. Partner goes left. Can't find the range.
Too early on that one.
Beats
Oh, that'll do.
He'll just trade out and look for the Athena. Help from Sibyl, and down goes the support.
Easy for Cope, just like he drew it up.
Yep.
Beads, nothing, just in case, and then find the perfect moonlit charge through the wall. He's top player damage, man. This Awilix solo. It's working so far.
Interesting build. Glad Shield late. Usually you like to see the Gladiator Shield early on. The amount of healing and damage it brings is a bridge item early. Do you like it after the Blackthorn?
I think it's fine here because it's not like a King Arthur where you're proccing this a million times. You're kind of just using it as a bridge item to get you tankier and stronger very quickly because you're going to start rotating at this point. 3 items is usually the it's time to rotate time for solo laners. So I don't mind it.
Still a avoids the slam down from the Athena. Nice job there, but the turnaround play is in his favor. Sibyl shows up. Here's damage from Marble, but JinguBang makes it an immediate turnaround. Still a 5,000 gold lead for TC.
Diesel does as much as he can to stay alive in that moment. Didn't get a chance to get that ultimate off, but I think that standing tall and trying to just fight your way out of there, punch your way out, so to speak, was a wise decision by him. He was doing plenty of damage in that moment and set up for the 2-for-1.
Double stun from Sumic. And Germie finds damage off of the ultimate as well. One goes down, one escapes. Cope, on the other hand, looking for the split push. Gonna have the whole wave here. If Cope decided to stick to the tower, could have gotten it. That ultimate is fantastic, but instead decides to fall back as risky behavior looks for the Primal Fury. Here come Mando and Diesel to put a Thor to their side. Soul goes into the ultimate, and a troublesome task as Xeno turns it around.
Xeno with the 1 kill on the Diesel. MandoWarrior just trying to fight his way out. Some crits are good, but not good enough. It's a double for Xeno. As now risky behavior should have a pretty good chance to even this one up or get closer to it with this Primal Fury.
Hope from the outside. Links back. This is everything. Looking for the other side. Jumps and still is dodged. RB picks up the Primal Fury, and Marble picks up JinguBang. Cope surrounded by enemy jerseys, and he'll fall down. Risky behavior.
On target.
Now coming closer.
Sibyl would have loved to find Germie with that last breath. Probably would have killed him, but too many people stacked up makes Serqet's life difficult. Good fight by risky behavior, and they just kind of are on the receiving end of the Team Cryptik conveyor belt. I mean, it's a bad spot to be in when you've got one player goes in, then another player goes in, then another player goes in, but it's not in unison. It's not really with any sort of rhyme or reason. It's just, I got here, so I go in. Usually not your best call at a competitive level.
Pyro, the next target here for RB. Problem. Nobody else really local. So a tie game for all intents and purposes. And Diesel walks away in the mid lane and gives away his relics and his life. Team Cryptik try to turn it around, but they're getting turned around on too often. As Cryptik left alone, and risky behavior is able to kind of find these alone players like this. Sibyl by himself in trouble. JinguBang looking to help after the fact. 5 players for risky business on the move, but Marble drops the ultimate.
Ooh, there's a good ultimate from MandoWarrior, though. That's going to get Xeno into the ground easily. Also got Cope a little bit of space. He'll be able to short hop over that ultimate. Keeps him nice and in place.
Where are the lasers, though? That's what I want to know. Cryptik should not chase, and they won't. Marble on the right side. Diesel spends the ultimate to come join the party. A little bit too little, too late. Cope, knock up. Beats are good. Doesn't matter. Xeno will chase out. The kill is strong.
Perfect, because Cope holds onto the ultimate too. So now as soon as Marblea respawns, Cope's got a chance to put him back in the dirt right away. Marblea's been the hard carry of this game so far for risky behavior. Everywhere he's gone, things have turned out really well for them. He's been playing mechanically pretty cleanly. So to lose him is a bad look for RB.
Fire Giant here, halfway down. Sumic is local. Soul is on the outside as well. Everybody from Cryptik focusing on Sumic. Zigzag and one more puts him down. Soul escaping on the right-hand side. And Cryptik will once again look towards the objective.
It's a little bit risky. They don't have someone who can tank this super well right here. And JinguBang is taking an awful lot of damage. Fire Giant getting lower. Germie walks in but doesn't get it. Cryptik somehow secure.
Oh, risky business trying to fight back into this one. Solo Germie will walk away, and Team Cryptik up 3,000 and the Fire Giant.
Wow. I'm surprised that Germie didn't get that, honestly. I mean, I thought that Petrify was coming in hot. Thought he had that one dead to rights, but sometimes those little tiny instances of damage. Fire Giant secure is a pretty crazy game, and unfortunately does not go risky behavior's way.
Yeah, not in their direction, as they might have wished or wanted. So far, the jungler trails, Cryptik that is, Everybody else, on the other hand, is looking pretty good. Mid lane and carry will actually trail as well, to be honest with you. But overall, the team widely ahead. Cope 5-2-3, a big part of it. MandoWarrior chased out, and Marble now under duress after jumping out of the ultimate. Here comes Diesel from around the back end, but Sumic and Sibyl take a fight, and Sumic on the good side.
Oh, no.
Marble out on the top, and Germie bringing down JinguBang.
That's worst case scenario. JinguBang one piece of damage short. Would have gotten that blood shield, but now Copebby rejoins. Germie's got to dash away low, but MandoWarrior's boxing.
Just taking it. Not only does he have the extra damage because of the Bancroft passive, but he's got the lifesteal because of the Bancroft, and Diesel puts his man down. Xeno falls to the wayside. Man down, man down.
Well said. Just a sick knock-up there by Copebby on the stealth target. That was really nice. This should be a tier 2. I mean, no wave coming for a little bit, actually, might delay this, even with all this auto attack damage.
Sumic is here, and we'll certainly look to get in the way of everything, but a couple of basics did the job. Cope around the back end. Nice dodge into the wall, knocked up and knocked down, and another one. Diesel finds kill number 19.
There's going to be a fat ultimate, though, from Marblea. I mean, MandoWarrior, no beads. He dies. Diesel had beads, but he might be next anyways, because here comes Soul.
Here's the outside, and Germie
Yoink.
put one down. But again, Cope finds another. On the chase still. Nice
Sybyl's
turnaround.
on the way.
There's the blink, and the toss, and the push. Ultimate avoided, and Sibyl gonna get the last hit on a Germie. 21 for Cryptik.
Xeno gets knocked up, but no ultimate coming from Copebby, but it's a bit of a brawl out there, Tom. I mean,
Just a little bit, yeah.
we're looking at 44 kills in 21 minutes. That is a breakneck speed.
These guys have not stopped fighting whatsoever. Looking like arena out here. Knock up. Here comes Cope. Go one more time. Jumped on and put to sleep. 7-2-7. That's an airplane.
Yes. I thought for sure there was going to be another obscure 2000s band reference that I wasn't going to get, but
No, instead I referenced the Airbus 727.
yep. I was thinking the 747 personally.
That's the upgraded version. It has 2 extra engines on the back, and it seats up to 30 extra passengers.
I'm looking this up. I'm looking it up right now. There is no way you should know that. Difference between a 727. Please cast this because I can't see what's happening.
Marble on the run, trying to escape. Cope gets the pull, but can't find the damage after the fact. There comes help. JinguBang is here, a little bit late, gets the knockup, and here comes help from Germie. Turnaround is strong. Xeno still trying to escape in the Hun Batz. Copebby on Germie. 1, 2, and then some. JinguBang gets kill number 24. 2 dozen for Team Cryptik.
It's going to require a little bit of extra research, but
Only Fury goes down. Team Cryptik up 10,000.
now as of July 2018, a total of 44 Boeing 727s were in commercial service with 23 airlines.
Yes.
That's a lot of them.
Mostly on the other side of the world. The Middle East really likes their 727s because the trips from the Middle East to Europe are shorter distances.
Boeing 747. Let's find out a little bit about this one, shall we? It does seem like there's an extra engine on the back.
That's what I said!
Why do you know that?
Why not?
Like, at what point did you learn that, is my question. Like, what drove you to understand the difference between a Boeing 727 and a Boeing 747?
A pilot!
What?
What drove me to understand that?
Do you really
Sibyl
think
here.
pilots drive?
A taxi. Marble, taken out by Cope.
They
Your
taxi.
turn.
They taxi. Copebby's able to get Marblea. Big Mantle Sun comes through, and that Xeno ultimate doesn't do a whole lot of good. Diesel and JinguBang still surging forward.
Trouble for the rest of risky behavior as they fall back. The tier 2 tower already history. And Ryan, really break down that last team fight for me.
Well, it all started with Copebby's initiation, and the fact that everyone grouped up around him just enabled that Mantle of Discord stun to really turn the whole fight, because that looked like it was going to be risky behaviors, but Mantle of Discord is a messed up smite item.
Very strong use of the Mantle of Discord there.
You got to play around it, man. Can't be barrel stuffing frontliners who are going to have Mantle. Got to back up, got to space it out.
Very true. I'm still appalled that you don't remember Amber by 311.
I truly don't. It doesn't even like ring a bell.
Amber is the color of your energy. Whoa.
That does sound like late 90s, early 2000s, but that's all of it. That could have been, I don't know, the band Fastball. Like, that could have...
Without ever knowing the way.
That could have been, I don't know.
Never let the roses.
That could have been LFO. Like, who knows?
Don't you? No, that's Land That Steal My Sunshine. Every other time.
Yeah, that is LFO. Nicely done.
But seriously, don't steal my sunshine.
Okay, I won't, man. Sorry
That's
about that.
Land.
Yo, man, I said I was sorry, okay?
That's all fine. That's okay. Okay. Cope doing the 4-1 split. Looking in the middle lane. Right side. Team Cryptik. Everything's sunshine for them as the frenzy is popped, but Cryptik, on the other hand, on the other side of an onslaught. Big damage from the red team. Fear no, fear no, fear no, fear no evil. And Xeno. Fear no Xeno as he jumps on away to safety. 2 players dead. And Risky take a risky move, and they put all 4 down.
Sybil still alive, but there are a lot of towers up. I mean, risky behavior is going to get a lot of gold off of this, but despite a 4 for nothing, doesn't seem like a game ender from here. Good, really good fight in the Xeno and Marblea. Marblea's been playing really well. They put themselves in a good spot. Germie takes him a little bit longer than you would like to finish off the kill on the JinguBang, but a good ultimate from him. Just a little bit of an overcommit there from Cryptik on that Phoenix. Their initiation is lacking with this sort of composition of the 4 or 3 assassins.
Yeah, just unable to find some of the more long-standing moves there for sure. Tier 1, Tier 2 on the right side fall down. Xeno now being attacked by Sibyl. Turnaround could be there, but Sibyl a little too tanky. Xeno dying and not spreading. Nice job there, keeping him alive.
That song preview that you sang could have been, I don't know, the Black Eyed Cherries.
What?
Dude, I heard someone say that one time, and I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and I had to bring it back up, dude. Oh, that is so funny to me.
To you?
Yeah, to me only. Again, here's what you don't understand. I'm not telling jokes for you, or for the chat, or for anyone. I tell them because I think they're funny, and that's as far as that's all I care about.
The Black-Eyed Cherries?
Yeah, it's what's that? There was an early '90s band that had something to do with cherries.
The Black-Eyed Peas?
No, that's the joke. It's that you get those two mixed up, and it's not as funny when I don't remember the chair. What is the? Oh, what is that band? I'll think of it.
You really won't.
Come on, you don't remember that band?
Soul with 2 taunts. JinguBang taken to the sky. Germie's low. JinguBang should land on the back end as the front end is being taken down by Marble. JinguBang can't make up his mind and won't go deep.
It's Eagle Eye Cherry. That's the joke. That's what's so funny about it. I have frozen Tom. I blue screened Tom's brain with that one. Eagle Eye Cherry was good. Primal Fury started up by risky behavior as Tom does some research on Eagle Eye Cherry. Sibyl gonna blink in, finds Germie with that taunt, but MandoWarrior's kind of left alone here on this Primal Fury. That should be enough to bring him down, but no, not quite enough damage. That Consecrate was too good.
Collapse of players. 2 on 3 and risky behavior still trying to run here. JinguBang has Sumic, the rest of the team up top. Soul barely alive and gets him with the bowling ball. Here comes help from Diesel. They put Sumic down 30 for 30. And Team Cryptik, risk behavior. making a documentary of a game here.
What if I told you that we've got 30 kills on each side before 30 minutes on the in-game clock? You probably wouldn't watch that documentary. I know I wouldn't. But Cryptik and Risky Behavior continue to brawl, and MandoWarrior's insane lifesteal and the Lotus Crown keeps him up. Sumic just a little bit short in the damage department. Not that he should be building more damage necessarily, but maybe Soul can stick around, toss a couple abilities his way to make sure MandoWarrior goes down. The fact that he stays up there really does change the entire outcome of that team fight.
Save tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
Tomorrow
I love the black-eyed cherries.
It's just a guy.
I know, that's what makes it funnier.
It's one guy. From Sweden.
And he's wearing sunglasses in this picture, so I can't tell if his eyes are black or not.
I wonder if Zeros knows him.
Like, personally?
Yeah.
My God, he's still making music? He released an album in 2018.
Is it just Save Tonight Remastered?
Streets of You is what it's called. I'll give it a
Nice.
listen.
No, you're not.
I know.
MandoWarrior gets hit by the ultimate and has one in response. Here comes Cope from the left and Diesel from the right. Marble trying to take the 1v1 with the carry and not having a successful time. Needs Soul to come help out. Diesel puts one down, Marble puts another, and MandoWarrior will find the third kill. 2 players alive for RB. They got the meats.
They're doing real well right now. Only 2 frontliners left standing. Make that 1 as Soul goes down. They don't have a whole lot of a wave here, Tom, and not a real tank that can afford to tank the Titan necessarily, but this could be game.
Well, JinguBang is going to be dealing with Sumic, so nobody's there to play defense. The Phoenix will fall down. Ultimate from Cope will be strong, and so he'll be able to pop that and deal damage to the Titan. So far, nice look, halfway done, and it's gone. Team Cryptik take it over Risky Behavior.
Say goodnight, Tom, because till the break of dawn, I don't know where how the song goes, but it is a classic. That was a fun game to cast. I had a good time.
It looked good. Good stuff coming out from Risky
Thanks,
Behavior
man.
as they enter the world, and we see what happens on the other side from the other guys.
Don't understand that reference, but I'm rolling with it anyways. Look, I mean, Cryptik and Risky Behavior, obviously not a whole lot of stakes for any of these teams, but I think individual players have shown up for them these last few weeks, finding the support for next year. Sybyl's looked really good. I think MandoWarrior's had some good moments in ADC. I think both JinguBang and Marblea had good performances today. That's really what it's about, is showing that you can still compete at this level for next season.
Fun stuff here at the minor league. Let's talk to Zeros and John Finch.
Yo, can't believe Tom used that RB line now. He should have written that down. That's going to be great for him in the future. Congratulations to Cryptik on their 2-0 win in this set. They come out on top of Risky Behavior, who never really got anything going, but appreciate them coming in and showing us what they were capable of here in the minor league. My name is Finch. I'm joined by Zeros, still here on the desk, and what a day, really, of SML here between all of this. I mean, Flashpoint win way back at the top of the day, and then they end up getting bested out by Out Cold, who come out and are able to win their set. And it's just it's just been a huge day of SML action, culminating here in Cryptik up against Risky Behavior.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better day, honestly, to close out SML on like so many important games that had like depending on who wins, like that could decide who goes to the placement week. So like just a great day of SML.
Yeah, man, I love that they were all so competitive. They came down to some of these final matches, even in this last one here, Cryptik and Risky Behavior. Even Risky Behavior showing us some improvement, because honestly, they struggled in game number 1, I would say, this team. I mean, Cryptik kind of just ran over them, but here in this game, Risky Behavior were able to get a lot more things clicking for them here this time. Xeno played really well for them, yes, but Team Cryptik eventually would prove a little bit too much for them to overcome.
Yeah, just the Morrigan, man, too strong.
She is good,
I guess she did take her first loss there, but what do you do? I guess it's a Awilix solo, just on that tear. Like.
Yeah, you're like, man, how many games do I have against Awilix solo? Really not that many, and Cope was able to pop off. I mean, you heard Aggro talking about this. Awilix is something that is one of his kind of comfort picks that he does like to go back to, so maybe not particularly surprising that he ended up looking good on this pick. Sibyl played the Serqet support very well, too. Cryptik, I think, can feel really proud about this final day that they had here, where they all came out and made themselves look good on this final day. But let's take a look back at those North American standings. You might be thinking, man, Baskin's definitely going to land, right? No, that's not the case. It's Sangwent and Hype Unit that are in the top 2 spots in SML North America. I mean, Zeros, I can hardly believe it.
Yeah, the same. Like, it's just so crazy to me, because like Vatium and Baskin, especially them 2 players, I feel like so much experience. So like always, whenever they've been in SPL, they've been performing at such a high level, especially Baskin, right? And him not making it to top 2 in SML is like so weird to me.
That is very hard to believe. I'm right there with you. I mean, Mast, also an elite player on that squad that wasn't quite able to bring it all together, but it just goes to show how good this Sanguine roster are. There are no minor league teams that are coming into this pool that the bottom 4 of the SPL can afford to overlook right now. It is going to be so close there. So that is going to do it here for us with the minor league on Tuesday, but there's plenty more Smite stuff for you fans out there. Esports Weekly tomorrow on Wednesday, as well as the SPL going to be happening Thursday and Friday. So make sure to check right back with us Wednesday at 4 o'clock for Esports Weekly, and then Thursday and Friday for the SPL. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.